in fact happened historically. But they also make claims, you know, that like the Greek gods came down and like guided arrows from like the bow to a person. I'm not necessarily going to think that that could actually happen. It's kind of a historical mythology, is the way I see the Bible, personally.
All right. I saw there's a couple other questions and then somewhere in the back. No? Yes, sir.
I just want to, I'm originally from India. I grew up a Hindu. Technically, I can still be a Hindu and an atheist, so I'm not. But we have supposed history going back. We don't believe it, the word was created in 6,000 years, but we do go back a long time as a religion. And when I say we, I mean as a culture. And if you look at our books, they're so much more entertaining than the Bible. But I want to believe, and there are historically correct some stories in there. Like the Great Flood happens in the Mahabharata also, I think. I might be wrong. I haven't read it in a while. But just because 3 things are right out of 200 pages doesn't make it right. So we need to take that into consideration. And I don't like it when people pick on only the monotheistic religions. We need to pick on everybody. Or how's that? I don't want to sound negative, but we need to analyze all the other religions.
Question?
No.
Have you,
I think you mentioned it. Is it your study of different religions is what brought you where you are more than...
I didn't study.
I
learned that they existed. Once I actually remember reading or whatever, studying about I think it was the Moors in Spain and northern Africa. And I remember asking, well, what are they? Well, they have a different religion. They believe in other things. And I'm like, well, what do you mean? Hold on. This is crazy. You have to believe in God because it says so in the Bible. You know, that's it. And my mom was like, well, other people believe other things. And then there was, I didn't study other religions. Since then I have. I have read a lot about other religions, not studied in coursework or whatever. But just the learning of them made me a skeptic. And the more I found out about the other religions, the more I realized that I don't really think that any of them are correct. But and the gentleman in the blue.
Several of you have said that you don't believe in God because He hasn't revealed Himself to you. Is it possible that He has revealed Himself to you and you failed to recognize it?
I'm not going to throw that out, but like, I mean, from what I've seen and to evidence like all my life, I've seen no evidence of it. And I think if you really want to make a statement to me, I think you make it clear, you know? That's just my personal opinion on that.
Do you mean like reveal Himself in like a piece of toast or? Because I've had a lot of dreams that I'm talking to, you know, other animals and a God, but the brain's pretty amazing thing, and it doesn't. I don't look at that as God talked to me. I also look at my dog Twinkie talk to me too. Kind of cool, but it was a dream. So
I think that you have to justify your beliefs beyond your personal experiences because, I mean, name one other thing that, one other religious belief, or one other thing besides religious belief that would be an unrealistic expectation. I mean, everything requires more evidence than personal, like personal beliefs or experiences.
I just have a question for all of you. If you don't believe in a heaven and a hell, where do you think you're going to go after you die?
I'm going to be cremated.
dust.
Possibly into a lab where a bunch of nervous students will cut me open. Then I'll be put somewhere else. I don't know.
I'll do that and then be cremated.
Yeah, cremated probably, and that's it. End of the day, I suppose.
Follow?
So what do you live for in your life?
Make the
Why do
best
you
of what
live
you
for
have.
positives? If
You make the best of what you're given. Just appreciate it.
This is the only life we have, so we live it to our fullest.
Learning new information, living to, see my daughters grow up. There's a lot of beautiful things in this world that they amaze me every day. And you know, it's pretty wonderful when, once you realize that this is the only time I'm ever gonna, you know, be able to live this life. This is my one, you know, April 21st or whatever it is, 2009, makes you live that one day a little bit better, I think.
When people ask kind of what atheists live for, you know, I think it devalues everything in the world. I mean, it devalues my family, my friends, you know,
Your feelings.
my
you
feet,
know.
yeah, everything
We're
that.
emotional creatures. We, you know, do things because it makes us feel good, or we're in awe, or whatever it is. You know, like you said, to see the world and learn about it, it's just amazing. You know, and that's good enough, I think.
It really makes you value what you have while you have it.
Yes.
My question feeds off of that a little bit, because I think one of the hardest parts for people that are still in the God business, it's hard for them to come out of that and accept the death moment. It's a very hard thing to conceptualize, and that's been something in my first 10 years as an atheist I didn't give a damn. But now that I'm getting older, I start to conceptualize that a little bit, and it's scary as hell. And it's, I can see very much how that's a big appeal to people with a death bargain. And I'm curious where you guys are at with it, how you conceptualize that, because I go back and forth, and I'm totally aware that when I'm done, I'm done, and that's why I'm fine with that. Although I have a belief in that my genetics continue in my children, which is a good thing. But I'm curious where you're at with that moment when you're done.
Well, I
Not
kind
to
of
go to, because I don't think you go anywhere.
Yeah, I kind of mentioned earlier, like, yeah, it is scary to think that this is it and we're done, you know, and it would be lovely if there was something else that we could enjoy. But as far as where I'm at with it, I guess I've accepted it. I mean, it kind of sucks in a way, if I can be frank, but it's, you know, you kind of have to accept it. Like you said, there's other things to think about. If you write a book, like that part of your brain, your thoughts lives on and your genes live on, so that's what we have. So.
I think it would be a lot easier to come to atheism when you're younger, because I mean, then you don't just have an epiphany and realize, oh, I might not go anywhere. Then you're really scared.
I think that I'm okay with it, to be entirely honest. It's sort of like if you have any kind of artistic expression, like music or books or anything like that, you can like have it go on forever, but it gets to a point where it's just noise in the background. I mean, if it doesn't end, how do you know that it, like, I don't know, happened or is happening? Like, that's confusing.
That is confusing.
I'd like to, I am an atheist, I'm just going to play God's advocate a little bit. So why don't you
I'm sorry, what?
Why don't you guys buy into the Pascal's wager?
Pascal's wager, and I love Pascal's wager, by the way, so thank you.
Oh yeah, explain what it is first. And then
Pascal's wager is a philosophy that basically you have four options laid out in front of you. You can either believe in God and be right and be rewarded. You can believe in God, be wrong, and you'll never know that you were wrong in your entire existence. You cannot believe in God and be right, and even though you're technically validated, you'll never know. And the other option is that you can believe in God, be wrong, or not believe in God, be wrong, and be punished severely with eternal damnation. The first thing that I have to say to that is most of the religions that punish you with damnation also punish you with damnation for gambling. So you're essentially gambling with Pascal's wagers. You're going to hell anyway, just by also, you have to take into consideration that it's not just one religion, that it's entirely possible. If you're going straight by logic, you have to consider every single religion. And it gets ridiculously complex after a while. But you also have to consider the possibility, you have to entertain the possibility that God rewards atheists. It's entirely possible that there is a God who decided to lay out everything and decide to see if people would believe. In which case, I mean, oh no.
It also seems a very cynical reason to believe,
Yeah.
too, just in the fact that, well, he might be there, so I should believe him. I mean, I can't imagine if God exists that he would want that kind of belief at all.
And to expound on that a little bit, the first time I was presented with that argument,